Hope you're having a magical Thursday. It's time for story time. Today's story is all about Mr. Noah and the problem that he had on his boat. Shall we have a read and find out what happened? Yeah. Hey, it's story time. We're going to read another story from the Animal Stories book. And tonight we're going to read a story all about Mr. Noah's problem. About Noah's Ark and all the animals that he fit into his great big boat when all the rain came down and there was a massive flood. So, shall we read the story and see what happened? So, when Mr. Noah built the ark, he thought carefully about where all the animals would sleep. He made big stalls for elephants and the hippos, because they're big animals, aren't they? He put a window in the roof for the giraffe, because they're so tall and got really long necks. In the giraffe stall, so that they didn't get quicks in their neck from bowing down all the time. That would give you a quick in your neck, wouldn't it? If you cut your neck down like that all the time, best to keep it straight, otherwise you don't get any neck pain. He made homes in little boxes for the mice and hamsters, so that the bigger animals wouldn't stand on them by mistake. What a thoughtful man Mr. Noah is. I really think I've thought of everything, Mr. Noah told his wife, as he watched dark storm clouds gather overhead. Mrs. Noah wasn't so sure. What about the woodworms? She asked. All taken care of, said Mr. Noah happily. There will be plenty of room for them in the box I have made for the earwigs and the fleas. And what is the box made of? Asked Mrs. Noah quietly. Well, wood, of course, cried Mr. Noah. Then he frowned and said, Oh, woodworms, they're going to eat the wood. That's not going to be good, is it? So you can see here, look. He made a stall for the zebras. And Mrs. Noah looks like she got all the animals around her. The giraffe, the snake, the dogs, the cat. Wow. God, Mrs. Noah and Mr. Noah are very busy, aren't they? Exactly, said Mrs. Noah. She had realised that the ark and everything in it was made of wood, that all the woodworms would eat. Oh no. And then they'd create a hole in the boat, and the boat would drown, would sink, because there's a big hole in it from the woodworms eating the wood. So what can happen? And woodworms eat wood. They make lots of little holes as they munch their way through planks and beams. And they munch their way through, where are we? And sooner or later, lots of little holes might let in water. Oh no. Mr. Noah thought hard. How can I solve this problem? Then he went into his workshop and made lots of little wooden balls. Now, I must talk to the woodworm, he said. You can see here, look, there, the woodworm poking through the little holes in the floor after eating the wood. And Mr. Noah looks like he's made lots of wooden balls instead. The next day, the rain came down. It rained for 40 days And 40 nights, that's a long time. That's longer than a month. Everyone was overjoyed when it stopped at last, and the ark came to rest on the top of a mountain. You can see here, all the rain came pouring down over the boat. "Well done, Mr. Noah," said his wife, giving him a hug. "Not without you, it could have been a disaster," said Mr. Noah. "My friends and I have a present for you to say thank you." He gave a delighted Mrs. Noah a beautiful necklace of wooden beads. Each one had a tiny, perfect hole munched all the way through it for the string. I wonder how that happened. Look. So, at the end of the story you can see all the animals of Mr. Noah gathering around Mrs. Noah as they give her a wooden necklace. So the woodworm must have munched little holes through all the little wooden balls to make a beautiful necklace for Mrs. Noah. Oh, how sweet. And that meant they all had a much happier trip. Yay. Oh, that is a lovely story, wasn't it? Mwah. Love you. Now it's time to settle down in your bed. Pull your blankets on and your covers and close your eyes and go to sleep.
The time has come to say good night, to say sleep tight till the morning light. Oh, the time has come to say good night. It's the end of a lovely day. We've had so much fun today. Tomorrow's just a dream away. And now it's time to say good night at the end of a lovely day. Good night.
Nighty nighty. Sleep well, sweet dreams. Dream of bouncing unicorns and flying ponies and all sorts of amazing things. Maybe like a horse jumping in puddles and maybe flying pigs. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Love you. Sleep well.